Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. So if you want the shorter version of the video I posted yesterday, you're looking at my 2003 Lexus GX470. The third of these that I've had. I really love this platform. I think this V8 is Toyota's million-mile V8, and the GX470 is just a great platform. I think it's a good-looking car. You know, in Wyoming, you need an all-weather, bad weather, I don't know, apocalypse mobile, I guess. So this is the one I got, and I keep coming back to. And I don't have a pickup truck, but what I do have is this utility trailer. So combined with this, I'm able to get most of what I need. But anyway, one of the common problems that I've had with all my GX470s are battery issues. And because I'm typically, driving a different vehicle 90% of the time, this is more like the edge case vehicle, I have a lot of problems with dead batteries. And so yesterday, I got this battery swapped out, but for a while I've been wanting to basically put a solar panel on this, because a lot of the time it's just parked outside, and I wanted a trickle charge system. And so if you look up here, hopefully you can see this. What I've done is I bought this solar panel, and I mounted it this way, and I ran a cable along here under this. And if you watch that longer video, you can see step-by-step detailed how I did all of it. But so we have just the panel wiring coming down to a solar charge controller, not just panel straight to the battery. We have this so that once it detects that it's charged, it'll stop, right? And so anyways, that's the idea there. So I bought this off Amazon. I bought the panel off Amazon, between 50 and 80 bucks, under 20 bucks for this. And then at Harbor Freight, in their solar section, they actually had for like 10 or 11 bucks. They had some cables that were long enough to that were long enough to basically bridge the gap between what came on that thing and here. But one thing I did have to do, either you have to pay attention and you have to flip the cables when you splice them in up there, which I did not do, and I forgot about it on this side, and so I had to do a little splice to flip them here, because this is opposite. See, this one goes black to red, so I had to just do that quick little splice. But essentially just got that thing 3M taped right here, and I did put a little 5 amp inline fuse, which maybe I'll switch this to like 10 amps. I don't know, I probably won't, because if you look right here, I'm just going to show you with this sweet little Uni T210E. I'm just gonna show you what we've got as far as draw right now on the vehicle, and then I'm gonna show you what the panel's putting out right now. Now we got some intermittent I don't know, cloud cover. Clouds just moved over to the sun, but take a look here. So with this Unity, the cool thing about this is it has a 100 amp, 20 amp, and 2 amp ranges. So kind of high resolution for parasitic draw troubleshooting. So right now I'm in the lowest range, because I know we're dealing with small numbers here. So now the first thing I do is, if you look, it's on AC right off the bat. So the first thing I do is I switch it to DC, and then I'm gonna zero it. Press the 0 button. Okay. And then now the first thing I'm going to do is show what's actually drawing. And right now, and doors have been shut not for very long, 0.026. That's actually good. You want between, I want to say between 0.02 and 0.05 is a good healthy range, right? But that's what it's at. And then now I'm going to move over and show you what the panel's putting out. So currently with clouds over the sky right now, we're putting out 0.2. Now, earlier when I was looking at this, when the sun was not obstructed, it was 0.6. So again, we've got 0.2, and as the clouds are moving right now, it's getting a little brighter. You saw it just kind of spike up like that. So back over to what's actually being pulled currently, 0.23. Again, that's a healthy range. So but for me, because I don't drive this very often, right, it just adds up over time, right? So I'm hoping that that this permanently solves my dead battery issues whenever I go to use this thing. So I often just have to take the little jump pack with me to get this thing going. And batteries are getting expensive these days, guys. So if you have a car that is not your daily, you know, that's your, I don't know, apocalypse mobile, or just like your infrequently used truck, I don't know. I think it's a cool option. And yeah, I didn't do this just for you guys. I've been meaning to do this myself for some time. And the fact that I need to remedy my current toolbox situation meant that I needed to hook this up so I could run over to Harbor Freight. And actually, I already been there this morning. That was a whole fiasco, which I will share with you guys later. But if you wanted the short take on that video, you know, again, I show really detailed how you pull all this stuff off and everything like that. But this is the end result. And so thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.